And gentlemen, welcome back. B-Shooter94 here. We are on Monday Night Nitro, Week 3, December of 2001. We just got through our first Starrcade of the Save, 2001 Starrcade. And this is just a rundown real quick to start the show. We're in the Midwest. 2,500 people for this one. We did try to do a different region because I wanted to increase some popularity in some other places in America. And here's a recap of what happened at Starrcade. Buff Bagwell did defeat Billy Kidman. Their feud is officially over. Buff Bagwell got the W there. Goldberg defeated former WCW champion Scott Steiner in a very hard-hitting match. The Monster Abyss made his claim to fame when he defeated Lance Storm. Rob Van Dam retained his WCW United States Championship over Rey Mysterio and Chris Kanyon. Shane Douglas and Bam Bam Bigelow retained their WCW Tag Team Championships in that Fatal 4-Way. And then due to Sting's injury, which was timing was just awful, Kevin Nash did win a 20-man Battle Royal to open Starrcade to face off against Booker T for the vacant WCW Championship, and Booker T did win that match. So Booker T is our new WCW Champion. Starrcade didn't go exactly as I wanted to numbers-wise, but I thought it was a solid show, and I think a lot of you guys felt the same way, considering what we dealt with. So that was the recap there. Let's get into the show. We start the show with the new WCW Champion Booker T. Comes down to the ring, and he declares himself the best wrestler in the world. He's taken out Ric Flair. He ended WCW's Golden Boy and Ric Flair. He would have beaten Sting if Sting wasn't too chicken shit to show up for Starrcade. And he beat Kevin Nash, who he found out he was facing literally 15 minutes before the match. This WCW Championship run for Booker T will not end. And Booker's kind of playing that character. I don't want to say it's like he speaks truth in what he says. It's very similar to Roman right now, I guess, but he doesn't have lackeys. He's just, you will, I don't want to say acknowledge because that's such generic, but like he more or less says like, you will look at me as the greatest wrestler in WCW. So 74 rating on a Booker. He does get interrupted though by a big sexy Kevin Nash, who comes down to the ring and says, "Book, I'll give you props, man. You beat me at Starrcade. That's fine. I also had to wrestle a 20 Battle Royal before I even got into our match. So why don't we run it back one more time when I'm not exhausted from a Battle Royal?" And Booker T kind of smirks and he's like, "Nah, man. I already beat you once. Why do I gotta beat you a second time?" And that got a 74 rating as well. And then they got interrupted by the Monster Abyss and James Mitchell. And Mitchell says, "Nash, you've already had your shot at Booker. My Monster Abyss was dominant at Starrcade over Lance Storm, and he deserves a shot at the WCW Championship." And Booker T kind of looks, not scared, but he doesn't like the fact that Mitchell and Abyss came out. And Nash challenges Abyss to a match tonight in our main event. 65 rating there. And that's the graphic, just says that Kevin Nash will face Abyss in the main event tonight. So, in the first, 8 minutes of the show, or I guess 6 minutes of the show, the promo, we have a huge main event for Nitro, Abyss versus Kevin Nash. Like I said, and you guys have seen this already, Abyss has gotten that, monster push, no pun intended because he is a monster, but really trying to just showcase a new kind of upper mid-card main event type guy real quick. So, good stuff. In our first bout of the evening, and about to head good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd, Rey Mysterio Jr. defeats Elix Skipper with 8 minutes and 6 seconds by pinfall at the top rope Hurricane Rana. Mysterio in 82, Skipper a 56-70 rating on the match. This is the problem I'm having, is Elix Skipper is an incredible in-ring talent. I just don't know what to do with him now. There's no real character there, so I'm kind of stuck at the moment, to be totally honest. But, I'm hoping things will kind of pick up for 2002 and we can do some more stuff with them. So, that's that. Mysterio gets the win. Much needed win after losing at Starrcade. Post-match, Chris Kanyon hits the ring and attacks Rey Mysterio from behind and just keeps pummeling him until the refs have to finally come in and separate Chris Kanyon from beating up Rey Mysterio. Mysterio is kind of left laying there in the ring, and Kanyon looks like he's just like lost it. 64 rating there. This is good. So this is going to be based off of Canyon's pissed at Mysterio pretty much for getting involved in the WCW United States Championship match, and he feels that's the reason he didn't regain the title. And then, Kanyon backstage explained his actions, pretty much what I just said. The reason why he attacked Mysterio is he stole his opportunity at the WCW United States Championship. That's my belt, and Mysterio had to get involved, and that's why I had to take out my frustrations on Mysterio. You know, if you didn't get involved in that triple threat match, I could have beaten Rob Van Dam and got my U.S. Championship back. Now you're dealing with the repercussions, Mysterio. So 64 rating there. Good little feud coming up here with Kanyon and Mysterio. Looking forward to it. I think it'll be a good little program. And then both guys will go branch, do what they gotta do. But I think it's a good natural progression after the triple threat match. Alright, and in a decent matchup, Rhino defeats Shane Helms in 10 minutes and 19 seconds by pinfall with a gore. Shane Helms had a 61, Rhino a 65. Match got the crowd hotter, that's good. 64 rating, good stuff. Rhino gets a big win over the Cruiserweight champion. I think this is the first time Helms has lost on TV in a while, so this is good for everybody, I think. Overall, good, solid Nitro match. Like, that's the thing. Like, I want to have solid Nitro matches, and I know don't get me wrong, there's some matches on here that are squashes, and I hate that I did that, but I'm trying to get my roster to a good point for 2002, so that's why we're doing some weird stuff. You'll see as it goes on here. We got Buff Bagwell and Dawn Marie. They're on a date. They're talking on the town and talking about how they finally have rid themselves of Billy Kidman and Tori Wilson. And Buff Bagwell starts talking about what's next. And Dawn Marie said she likes gold and diamonds. And Buff Bagwell and Dawn Marie both just smile at each other as they toast the wine glasses, and the camera pans away. 52 rating there. This is an interesting pair. I wasn't really planning on keeping Dawn Marie around, but these guys had good chemistry on a house show, and I'm rolling with it. And I think this will give Buff Bagwell a little bit of a rejoiced singles run here, which I think is great. So 52 rating there. Alright, and in a poor match, Chavo Guerrero Jr. defeats CM Punk in 7-11 by pinfall with a gory bomb. Chavo was 63, Punk at 26, 51 rating. I was really hoping this was going to be better. This was kind of my final test to see if Punk could be on the main roster yet, and unfortunately he's not ready, and that's okay. But yeah, he's not going to be ready for this. So Punk's going to stay in developmental for a bit. I was hoping he was going to be ready by the beginning of January. That's not the case. Chavo Guerrero does get a much needed win, so that's good. Very happy with that because he needs it. He's in a rough spot right now, so good. Alright, and in a decent matchup, the Road Warriors defeat the Militia, which is Ray Gonzalez and Super Crazy, and 8:25, and Road Warrior pins Super Crazy with a powerbomb. Road Warrior Hawk at 54, Animal at 55, Super Crazy at 53, Ray Gonzalez at 54. Obviously, Guido was at ringside. The Road Warriors have excellent chemistry. The announcing lifted the match, and the match got the crowd hotter with a 55. Solid. Okay, so this is good. So obviously the Militia lost at Starrcade, Road Warriors lost in that Fatal 4-Way. The tag team division is going to start heating up in this company, which I'm very excited about because I love tag team wrestling. So that's good. Here's the one problem I'm having is I know eventually I'm going to lose Super Crazy, just like I did Psychosis. So I'm trying to plan my roster to plan for him and Kaz to both leave, which I'm not looking forward to. Ray Gonzalez has been a blessing to the roster. I didn't think he was going to pull 54s already coming into the main roster, but I'm very happy with it. As for the Road Warriors, they are a team that right now is just they're really doing well, and they're not, I'm not trying to pretend that they're the 1980 Road Warriors, you know what I mean? Like they're here for nostalgia, similar to how the Dudleys were when they came back to WWE. But they're working with guys to help bring everybody to that next level, and that's the point. So 55 rating here. Post match, Shane and Bam Bam Bigelow come out to the stage, and they say that the Road Warriors don't deserve to face them for the tag team championships, and that the Road Warriors need to go back to the 80s and find where they're relevant. And the Road Warriors kind of both look at Shane and Bam Bam, and kind of both give them that look, very similar to like the Benoit like across the neck thing. So it looks like at the end of this, the Road Warriors will be getting a tag team title shot, which is awesome. I think that's good, and I think it helps Shane and Bam Bam's kind of characters as well to be trying to take down legacy people like this. So the tag team division, like I said, is going to be getting better, and there's going to be much more depth to it. But I think this is going to be a good tag team feud potentially building up here for Sold Out. So good. 59 rating. Okay, so in about that had great heat and good wrestling. Goldberg defeats Chuck Palumbo in 7:35 by pinfall to jackhammer. Goldberg in 84, Palumbo 54. Suffered because there's not enough selling shown. Goldberg don't sell. Palumbo's not great at selling either. 71 rating. Not much to say here, unfortunately. This is simply just to get Goldberg a win. Palumbo is a man without an island right now. I don't really have a spot for him. Eventually, I'm going to repackage him and go from there. But yeah, right now this is, a solid Nitro match. Don't get me wrong. It's 71. I'll take it. But Palumbo it's hard. I'll be totally honest. It's really hard to find something for him. And I know some people will say, like, well, why did you break up him and Sean O'Haire? You could have just had that. And now Sean O'Haire's back in a tag team. Yeah, you're right. I probably shouldn't have. But at the same time, I was also planning a Sean O'Haire singles run, and he just wasn't ready yet. So, 71 rating. It is what it is. Solid match from Goldberg. And post-match, we get a quick little interview on the ramp as he leaves, and that Goldberg is coming for the WCW Championship. And then he talks about how, him and Steiner may not have finished business yet, but eventually Bill Goldberg will be coming after the WCW Championship, and that's what's next. 70 rating there. So just a little tease. I'm not done with Goldberg and Steiner yet. There'll be some more stuff there. But Goldberg eventually will be coming for the WCW Championship, which will be cool, because I think him and whoever is the WCW Champion will have a good feud. Okay, again, another squash. I apologize. And about that had decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Mike Awesome defeats Shawn Stasiak in 6 minutes with an awesome bomb. Mike Awesome with 62, Stasiak at 37, 62 rating. This is the problem when you have a roster that's very injured right now. Mike Awesome is a fantastic talent, but unfortunately, I kind of know where his ceiling is. He's not going to be in that world title picture, unfortunately, even though he probably could be. But there's just not much there. Now, him as a babyface does make it a little bit more challenging because it's hard to build sympathy for him. But at the same time, I don't know. It's one of those where it's kind of a double-edged sword, I guess. He had that U.S. title feud with Canyon for a little bit, but I haven't really been able to find that spot for him, if that makes sense. And Stasiak's just a jobber until he gets released. Backstage, we got Kevin Nash talking to Jeff Jarrett on the phone, saying that, I'm watching my back because those two masked men could show up at any time. They did show up at Starrcade and distract me in the main event, and I fully expect them to show up tonight. He's trying to figure out when Jarrett's going to be back. Jarrett got hurt on a house show, so Jarrett's not just flaking on him. Jarrett got hurt and attacked by the masked men on a house show, so that's why Jarrett's not here. But Nash is in the main event tonight against Abyss, so he just has to watch his back. And as soon as Jarrett's back, they'll take care of these masked men. 69 rating. Good. Okay, and a decent matchup. Zero Cool, which is Sean O'Haire and Scott Taylor, defeat those Southern boys in 7:47 when Scott Taylor pins Kid Cash with the worm. Scott Taylor 51, Sean O'Haire 50, Kid Cash at 53, Jamie Noble 58 rating for the match. Now this is another solid tag team match. Those Southern boys, they do have a rough spot. I'm not gonna lie, because they're both good in-ring workers, but they're just not, guys I look at for tag team titles. They're guys who I can put in Nitro matches. I know the rating's gonna be good. Zero Cool, they're starting to ascend up the tag team division, which is exactly perfect. Scott Taylor was kind of a guy that, he was former Scotty 2 Hotty from WWE, and they released him, and I was like, you know what? I can do something with him. I feel like I can do something. And he's been great with Sean O'Haire. It's kind of making Sean O'Haire show some more personality, kind of be that, just trying to give him something, because Scott Taylor has that personality. So I'm trying to get it to Sean O'Haire to help build both guys, So 58 rating there. Good stuff, good stuff. We get a backstage promo from Rob Van Dam prior to his match, talking about how, he's looking forward to see who's next to challenge him for the WCW United States Championship. He's a fighting champion. He'll take on all comers. He's just waiting for that next man to step up. And tonight he's in a match. Obviously it's an Untitled, but Rob Van Dam is Mr. Monday Night for a reason, and I wrestle every Monday night. So 70 rating there. And in a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Rob Van Dam defeats Vampiro in 10 minutes with a split-legged moonsault. Vampiro at 56, Rob Van Dam at 83, a 73 rating. Good stuff. This is more or less just to see where Vampiro's at in the singles match. Even though him and Vampire Warrior are part of the Nightbreed, which is another good tag team in our company, there's always going to be that moment where eventually Vampiro will be on his own. So I just kind of wanted to see where he was at, and I figured him and RVD could put a solid non-title match together, so good. I like it. At 73 rating, that's solid. Solid stuff. Good. And in our main event, which I kind of figured was going to be a slightly lower rating, in a decent match, Kevin Nash defeats Abyss in 9:42 by pinfall with a jackknife powerbomb, which I can't picture, but okay. Kevin Nash at 67, Abyss at 43, which I kind of figured was going to be low. Mitchell did some good work at ringside, a 61 rating. So Nash, stood up to Abyss, solid. And some people will say, like, oh, why did you have Abyss lose so easily and clean? Kevin Nash is 7 foot tall. Abyss, 6'8", 400. Like, yes, could this have been a main event or a pay-per-view match? Of course it could have. But I have to start putting Abyss in spots where it's gonna, I don't want to create a 1997 Kane. You know what I mean? Where he just does not lose ever. Like, I'm trying to, showcase a guy, but also, show he's not invincible. And post-match, the two masked men hit the ring and attack Kevin Nash and lay him out to end the show, hitting them with a tag team combination that we've never seen before. But it was very similar to like the 3D / heart attack. It was kind of a mix of that. But Nash is left laying in the ring to end the show as the masked men stand tall over him. 60 rating there. And let's see what we get for a rating for WCW Monday Nitro. I'm expecting a low number because of the main event. Yep, 66, I figured. Okay, well, we still gained popularity in 21 regions. We lost popularity in 2, which is, I figured. I thought it was a solid Nitro. The main event hurt us a bit, which is what it is. But I think we started opening some doors to do some new stuff, which I think is great. I think we are slowly getting on the road to sold out now, coming out the heels of Starrcade. And we have one more Nitro before we hit 2002, so I'm really excited for that. Some good announcements coming on the next show. Some more stuff, kind of just to give you some more stuff to look forward to. And hopefully we'll have some guys returning in the next couple weeks, because I have a lot of entries on this roster that I haven't really talked about besides Stings. But there's a lot of guys that are hurt right now, so that's why you're seeing some rough booking on Nitros. But other than that, hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, drop a like, please. It does help a lot. If you comment, I'm very slow right now answering comments, which I'm so sorry about. Work has been crazy, but I will respond. I always do. And just show some love for the video and the channel. I always love to see that people are actually caring about these, which is awesome. Makes it much more fun for me to do these. But till next time, we'll see you for the last WCW Monday Nitro of 2001.